Hello, it's Dawn Michelle and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special treat. I pre-ordered a copy of Nellie's deck by Kelly Fitzgerald, Kelly who you may know as Kelly from The Truth and Story. She's been working on a deck for, I want to say a couple years now. I feel like we've seen snippets of it here and there, and not too long ago she did a pre-order. I of course jumped right on that and I'm super excited that it is here. So even though I don't normally do like walkthroughs and unboxings, I say that, and yet here I am doing another one. But sometimes, you know, there are decks that are just really special and you just want to share them pretty much as soon as you get them. So I wanted to do a little flip through of Nellie's deck and take a look at this beautiful book that Kelly has put together. Maybe we'll do a little pairing, we'll see how it goes. The deck came in this beautiful little bag, which is just really fitting for the energy of the deck. And here's the backs. And you can see it is like, I think this is Lenormand size or bridge size. I'm really unsure about the actual size of the deck, but it's fantastic. So we're gonna take a look at that. You know, normally I jump right on into the cards, but this time, like, I feel like we need to take a look at the book first because this is so clever, the way that Kelly has put this book together. So it's a paperback book, but you can see that the cover is designed to look like a journal cover. And on the side, it says Nellie's Deck and Journal. And this deck is beautifully designed, as I knew it would be, as everything is that Kelly does. So I'm going to take you through a little flipped through the book, and then we'll take a look at the journal. She has a little, you know, thank you here, where Kelly has mentioned, you know, she wanted to create the perfect deck, but not just the perfect deck, but her perfect deck. She added Nellie's story as a second component, not necessary for working with the cards, but to help create a framework for this deck. So I definitely am going to be reading Nellie's story. So this is the Diary of Nellie McNally, and it says preserved by Kelly Fitzgerald. And because we're gonna be reading, I need my glasses. Alrighty. So one of the things that is super cute about this particular little setup that Kelly's done is all throughout here, there are little ephemera pieces tucked into this book, as if, like, you know, this is a journal that somebody's tucked little bits and pieces into, and that's just super cute. So there's this one, I think, is a letter, if I remember correctly. I've been leaving them in here because I want to incorporate that layer, whatever she's tucked in these pages, when those particular cards come up. So I'm gonna leave everything exactly as it is. But I just thought that was really, really cute, how she has done that. There's one right here. Let's see what this one is as we're in the introduction. So it's a little sketch of Nellie, maybe. It says, when we look at the stars, we are really seeing lights from 1,000 times in places. When we look in the mirror, the light in our eyes also comes from experience gained from 1,000 times in places. We are all the stuff of fairy tales. We are each a constellation of stars. That's beautiful. I love that. So she has a little bit here of kind of like a little note from Nellie, and then there is a note from Kelly. I don't really want to like divulge too much of the story because I feel like that's something that needs to be kind of experienced on your own. But I do just want to do a little flip through of this book so you can see what's in here. She has like a little key, so references for, you know, what we're going to see in the cards. So we have our playing card association of hearts, clubs, spades, diamonds. There's a key for, looks like inner landscape, life journey, what that means. And then there's also the key for the majors. Then we have cups, wands, swords, and coins. Now I have done a little flip through of this deck with my members, so I'm kind of familiar with what's going on here. She has a numerical interpretation for the cards, and I absolutely love that because that really resonates with how I read tarot. Like, there's a little discrepancies here and there that it's probably just based on like our own personal knowledge and gnosis coming through, but it's really in alignment with how I read. So in the book, we have the card meaning. So we have a picture of the cards here. We have Nellie's note, and then we have meaning. So for the first half of the deck, we have playing card, symbol, and tarot in each of these. And there are little write-ups all throughout this book. So this one's June 18th, 1861, weather mild and calm with a light southeast wind building towards evening. And then it has like some like journal entries, which is just, it's just amazing. This is how you make a guidebook. And now that I'm seeing this, I'm like even more intimidated to write a guidebook, which is something I've been trying to do for like, I don't know, 6 months. I've lots of done decks, no guidebooks. But this is amazing. And every card has that layer of Nellie's notes into it, which is fantastic. So she has playing cards, she has Lenormand, and she has tarot. I believe those are the three main systems that are all wrapped into this one particular deck. This is the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is a card that represents growth in the mind. Thank you, Kelly Fitzgerald, for putting that out there. Heartbreak is the Five of Cups. I won't harp on that. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. I love the little bits of ephemera in here. Again, I don't want to like spoil this for anybody else who's going to be getting this or has it on order. But I just wanted to show you like how amazing this guidebook is that Kelly has written, what she has in here in terms of the associations. I love the added layer of Nellie's notes. I love the letters that she has written in here. It's just amazing. So then when we get to like the major arcana here, we get, of course, Nellie's notes again, little piece of ephemera. These, I can't wait to read these, just saying. Then we have the archetype and then the tarot associations, and that's the kind of setup for the major arcana, which is fantastic. Again, I'm not going to read into this because I don't want to spoil it. But she also has an instructional section in the back, which is fantastic, with cartomancy, playing cards, tarot, symbol oracles, a combination, and then an appendix. So symbol oracles, I forgot to mention oracles. That's like an additional layer she's added in here. And so we have a bit about how Kelly works with cartomancy. And as someone who is wanting to explore working with playing card divination, I'm really looking forward to reading this whole section. She's got a breakdown of the 52 card playing cards, the 78 card tarot, the 36 Lenormand, and then she has 56 oracle divination, where they all come from. So Nellie's inspiration. I mean, this is fantastic. So here we have playing card divination. Can't wait to read that. She's got the structure, color. I mean, I feel like this is like if you don't know how to read playing cards, this will tell you. How beautiful is that? Here's a little cutout of the cards. Super cute. Super cute. Some sample readings, suit combinations. I mean, this is like this is amazing. I don't even know like what to say. It's just so incredibly thought out. I feel like a complete beginner could probably pick this up and work with it. But the thing is, and one of the things that I think Kelly does really well is that there is stuff for people who are very familiar and comfortable with these reading styles. There's information to be gained here. There is different things that you can pick up and work with and learn from in this. She's got a full grand tableau in there. Like, I knew this was going to be amazing because, like, it's Kelly and I'm going to fangirl, but everything she creates is amazing. And I knew the attention to detail was going to be like spot on. And this, I like actually want to sit and read this. Like, cards aside, I want to actually sit and read this, which I will probably do. I will definitely be using this to help me get more familiar with working with playing card divination, and I am definitely going to be working with Kelly's deck. So let's go ahead and jump into the cards. So here we have our Ace of Clubs, so Ace of Wands, and 29 is our significant, so Lenormand. So here we have our Ace of Coins, Ace of Diamonds with Clover. Our Ace of Cups, Ace of Hearts with our Querent. So our Ace of Spades with the Ace of Swords for Barometer. Love that. It says change in the middle. These are so beautifully illustrated. Our Two of Clubs, Two of Wands with 38, the Foghorn. Two of Diamonds, which is Two of Coins with the Tower. Two of Cups, Two of Hearts, with the dog. Love it. 18. Two of spades, two of swords, the whip. Three of clubs, three of wands is the fox. I feel like that's going to get annoying if I keep saying both. So let's just go off the playing card association until we get to the major arcana. But you can see down here is the tarot association. So three of diamonds is the bouquet, and the three of hearts is child. Three of spades is storm. Aren't the illustrations beautiful? Four of clubs is the tree. Four of diamonds is the anchor. A lot of these are Lenormand associations. The four of hearts is the house. Four of clubs is the, no, four of spades is the mountain. The book for the five of clubs. Five of diamonds is the fish. Then we have the garden for the five of hearts. The mice, look how cute they are, for the five of spades. Going into our sixes, we have the writer for six of clubs, the letter for six of diamonds, the mirror for six of hearts, and the birds for six of spades. Love that, very beachy. Our clouds for the sevens, seven of clubs, seven of diamonds is the moon. I love the moon phases, it's beautiful. We have our stars for the seven of hearts, our crossroads for the seven of spades. Beautiful illustration. And moving into our eights, we have our eight of clubs with the lily, eight of diamonds with the compass, the heart for the eight of hearts. I love that. And the cross for the eight of spades. Beautiful. Moving into our nines, we have the ship for the nine of clubs, the stork for the nine of pentacles, nine of hearts is the sun, nine of spades is the snake. So in our tens, we have the bear for the 10 of clubs. 10 of diamonds is the key. 10 of hearts is the ring. 10 of spades is the coffin. The match is the page of clubs. Seeds is the page of diamonds. Cake is the page of hearts. And east is the page of spades. When I was doing the little first impressions with my members, I kept saying, what's at the E? I don't know what the E is. And then it clicked, like, it dawned on me, that it's the J for the jack, right? Because duh, playing cards. But anyway, just showing my brilliance there. The jack of clubs is the rapier. The jack of diamonds is the scythe. The jack of hearts is the hand clasp, and the jack of spades is south. And then we go into our queens with our queen of clubs and bandage. Our queen of diamonds is meadow. Our queen of hearts is teacup. I love that. And our queen of spades is west. And then our king of clubs with lighthouse, king of diamonds with farm, king of hearts with roots, love that one, and our king of spades with north. And then we move into our major arcana, and you can see these ones have like the key symbol. So we have the fool, the magician, the priestess. I love this illustration. I also love that there's no people. I love a no people deck. It just so opens it up for me. The empress is like a little garden. Oh, beautiful. The emperor, little tools, tool chest. The teacher in place of the Hierophant. I love that. Lovers. Chariot. Love how it's very time appropriate. This Justice card is kind of amazing. It's brilliant. Love it. The Hermit with our lantern. The Wheel. I love this Strength with the knotted rope. Beautiful. I also really like that she has Strength at 11 and Justice at 8. Probably should have pointed that out. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's the other way around, right? Strength is at 8 and Justice is 11, but I actually prefer it in this configuration as well, so it works really well for me. So then we have our Hanged Man, the tree growing off the cliff, beautiful. Death, love that Death card. It's a little crab, maybe? Cute. In place of Temperance, we have the Alchemist with the 2 koi fish. I absolutely love that. I think that's brilliant. This is also brilliant. I just have to say, we have the Monster with the mirror and the handprint in place of the Devil, and I just think that's brilliant. Really, really do. the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. Look at that beautiful World card. Okay, like I know I gushed, I'm sorry, but I knew I was going to, because I just knew that this was going to be a deck that was amazing. I do also have to say that I really love that every card is on a different background. There's such a temptation with decks like these, I think, to just, you know, use the same background, and that's totally fine. Like, I get why people do that, but and I mentioned this in a members video, so my apologies to my members because I'm repeating myself. But this makes every card look unique and individual. It also makes it look worn. So maybe like the cards that are darker, did Nellie get the 5 of Hearts a lot? Did that card come up for her? Because if you think about cards being used for a long period of time, like, you know, we handle them and it gets our oils and our lotions or whatever we have on our hands on the cards, and that just, it kind of is what comes to mind for me. Or, you know, there's that whole, this is a handmade deck type of thing. So if you're just grabbing papers, like, they're not all going to be exactly the same. And I really appreciate that attention to detail. Like, the designer in me really appreciates that, you know, for the most part. I can see here the Magician and the Priestess have a similar background, but like overall, it does make it, when you're looking through it, it makes it look like, you know, there's several different varieties of paper types in this particular deck, and I do really love that. I mean, look at that. It's not just a plain beigey color. Like, the color on the card adds a uniqueness, a layer to it. And I feel like the 5 of Hearts and maybe this 10 of Clubs, like, I feel like maybe these were handled a lot, right? Maybe Nellie handled them a lot. So that's just really cool. I don't really know the whole story. Kelly has several videos on this deck, I think several, and I do have them saved because I wanted to wait until I actually got my deck in hand, and I wanted to watch them while actually looking through the deck. You know, maybe I'll edge it. Maybe I'll edge it while I watch Kelly's videos, because I want to know the story behind this deck. I wanted to know what she has to share about it. I want to read the book and do like the whole 9 yards, right? I'm real excited. Can you tell? I'm real excited. All right. Did I show you the backs? I can't remember if I showed the backs, but they're this beautiful little pale pink kind of flannelly plaid back. They are, I think this is like Lenormand size, so like they're perfect. Maybe that's bridge size, I can't remember. Beautiful shuffle. They are really nice and flexible. There is real nice faint linen cardstock. Faint linen as in, I mean, the texture is not overwhelming. It's a really nice texture. Look how beautifully these shuffle. Oh my goodness. Yep, this is one of those decks that you can just sit and shuffle like all day long, every day. Let's pull us a card and let's read one message from the guidebook, and then I'm gonna do a few pairings because like it's just what I do on my channel, and I feel like if I didn't, y'all would be mad. Oh, look, we got Isabel. That's Isabel, right? 18 with the dog, 2 of Hearts. All right, let's dive into the guidebook and see what she says about the dog card. Let's read Nellie's note. I'm not gonna read all of this, but like I really want to, but I won't. Let's just read a little bit about Nellie's note and the playing card and symbol and tarot. So Nellie's note: friendship is such a powerful part of our lives, and having people, though Miss Coach reminds me, Coach, don't know how that's pronounced, reminded me often that this card in Lenormand is also about situations that we can trust and remain loyal to. We touch so many lives, so many situations, and sometimes we move along with them for long periods of time, and sometimes we pull apart and go in different directions, but we are changed by the meeting. So our playing card association is obviously the 2 of Hearts. We spend our lives moving towards and away from people. This card represents that while we are all individuals, we also do seek connection to others. Sometimes that connection draws us together, and sometimes we are pushed apart. So symbol. The dog card in Lenormand speaks to trust and loyalty that we have in a person or situation. Dogs' trust in us is unwavering if we treat them correctly, giving a meaning of an ideal state of trust to this card. And in tarot, which would be our Two of Cups here, says this card in tarot represents a drawing together or pushing apart of the energy of water. Love that. Our emotional landscape and our inner power beneath that. We are connecting to others through our emotional state, but should always be conscious of maintaining our personal power. I can like hear Kelly's voice coming through this, which is just amazing because even though I'm reading it aloud in my voice, like in my head, I hear Kelly's voice. It's not funny. I did the same thing reading Kellyanne Maddox's book. Like whenever I read it in her voice. So yeah, we got the dog. I mean, how cute is that? Okay, I don't want to give away too much of her, like her deck and of her beautiful guidebook. So I'm not going to read too much more from that because I want to experience it. But let's do a few pairings just because this is a tarot deck. It's also a Lenormand deck. It's also a playing card deck. So that's kind of amazing that there's so much included in this. But I do want to pull out a few decks that I just feel like will sit really beautifully in alignment with this energy. And let's just see what we can create together. Okay, so I pulled out two oracle decks here that I have actually just been chomping at the bit to play with this tarot deck. Now, size difference, this is going to be kind of a different sort of pairing because Nellie's deck is bridge size, so it's a little deck, but we can totally make this work. So what we're gonna do is get down to just a handful of cards. Oh, I do have the extra poison pack in my Southern Botanicals deck, so just so that you're aware of that. I'm gonna just go ahead and split it and we're just gonna do this little number. The beautiful thing about this is I feel like I could do 4 tarot cards. So I could do like one here and one here. And I would get an even like more robust message out of this. But for brevity for this video, and so I don't overwhelm you as well as myself, we're just gonna do the oracle in the center. And I'm just gonna do a couple little pairing flip throughs because there's a few decks that I've just been like chomping at the bit to play with this particular deck because I think they're gonna work really well together. So we have Poison Ivy with irritability and profanity between the leather and the clover. So reciprocity and trade-off with the stars and the dog. I like this one because it's got the 2 keywords. So I can look at each of these temperance along with the bear and calm along with roots. So that's kind of how I would work with these 2 together. Although I could do, like I said, 4 cards, so 2 for each. So periwinkle, we have veneration, legacy. So veneration with the cross and legacy with the magician. That's beautiful. I mean, I just really had a feeling that these were going to go together really well. Just something about, I was just going to say it's kind of magical, magic on the card. This is interesting. Controversy with the lovers and paradox with the teacup. Also, we could pull in, you know, the Queen of Hearts or the Queen of Cups, right? So we're kind of getting multiple layers going on through this deck. We have Wild Cherry with passion and fire. So our 5 of swords or our mice or our 5 of spades or all those together with passion. So that disruptive energy of the mice, of the 5 of swords, like that can lead to some passion, right? Passion is very disruptive, particularly when it's not channeled in a healthy way. And then we have fire with the tower. So we can think of lightning strike as that fire energy maybe, or maybe the water of the tower douses the fire of this passion. You know, maybe this is a sort of passion that's gone a little bit out of control, a little bit haywire. I think that's actually really cool. All right, we'll just do a few because I don't want this to, you know, drag on forever because I fully intend to be playing with this deck on my own as well. Love this Swamp Lily stagnation with the crossroads. I keep reading the central oracle message. I kind of love this stagnation, but we have like the 7 of swords or the crossroads. So this idea of like you're in stagnation, you need to make a decision, make a choice to get out of that. And then we have entrenchment over here with justice. That's really powerful. Love it. Removal of obstacles and catharsis between the 3 of Pentacles, bouquet, 3 of diamonds. Four of Spades or Swords with Mountain. Removal of obstacles with the Mountain is just beautiful. So the next deck I want to throw in here is the other Southern Oracle deck. This is just, I think it's called the Southern Gothic. I love these decks, and I thought maybe, again, similar energy and vibe. I just thought they would go together really well. There's a very down-homeness. Is that a word? Probably not. There's a very sort of down-home energy to Nellie's deck, as well as in these particular Oracle decks, so I really thought they would pair together. Again, we've got the two keywords, so that's going to work really well with what we're doing here. So we have the Mockingbird with Prophecies and Communication, and the Alchemist and the Tree. Gorgeous. Conjured Spirit. Oh, I do have the Haunts pack in this one as well. I have all the cards for the decks. So we have Summoning Drama with the Whip and Negativity with Death. I mean, that's kind of a perfect little reading. There's definitely some things going on there to be worked through. The Pair of Shoes with the Chariot and the Sun. Love that. The Boo Hag with the Tower and the Snake. Fear Tactics and Discipline. That's kind of amazing. I really like these together. I mean, I love the botanical deck. Like y'all know, I love my botanical decks, but this is kind of amazing because it has a similar sort of found objects energy to it, as well as kind of like time and place. So here we have like the bayou with the matches and the cake. But sometimes we get like that place sense coming through Nellie's too with like the garden. So yeah, I think these are kind of stunning together. This Peacock, Vanity with the Priestess, and Pride with the Meadow. I love that. And the Queen of Diamonds. That's kind of funny. There's the Bell Witch. And the Peach between the moon and the clouds. Interesting. The Black Coffee. I love that card. Shadow Work in the East and Awakening with the Six of Swords or the Six of Spades and the Birds. And then we have the Page over here. That's really cool. All right, let's do one more and then we'll move along. We have the Painter with Strength and Power between the Fool and the Writer. I love that because these are both the beginning cards. So the Fool is 0, the Writer is 1. We have that idea of strength and power through these new adventures. That's pretty cool. All right, so another deck that I've been kind of itching to play with this is the Mystic Palette Tarot, mostly because this is like the deck that I use with my Lenormand, so I really wanted to try it with Kelly's Lenormand Tarot. So now I've got just tarot on tarot, but like that's cool. We can work with that energy too. So we have the Emperor with the Fish and the Ship. 5 of Diamonds and then 9 of Clubs or 9 of Wands. I feel like you would kind of need to decide. I'm going to keep kind of splitting it down because this deck is really tall in comparison. I feel like you would kind of need to decide, are you going to use playing card tarot or the like Lenormand or Oracle? Like I feel like you would kind of need to decide going into a reading, but maybe you could play it by ear and just see like what's popping out for you. The illustrations are of course what's popping for me. So we have the Knight of Cups between the Book and the Fox. Like I love that idea, but I am catching the tarot associations, which I do know. Also interesting that these are both clubs with the Knight of Cups. I'll split it down even further. Love this card, 3 of Pentacles with the Foghorn and the Farm. So I feel like I would tap into that first and then look to the Tarot Association and the Playing Card Association. And I might be tempted to actually pull all 3 into a reading, into my work with it. But I feel like you could also just like pick one. I'm going to use it as a playing card deck. I'm going to use it as a tarot, as an oracle, as a Lenormand. And that's kind of the beauty of it, right? It's so multifunctional. So we have Death between the Sun and South. I mean, is it aesthetically as pleasing as the botanical decks? No, but I wanted to see how it would work with this one just because the Mystic Palette is a deck I actually use a lot for personal readings. It's one that kind of represents like my own personal journey, so I do use it quite a bit. I know I don't talk about it that much, but I wanted to try it with this because it is one of my main go-to decks for personal readings nowadays. So we have the Lovers with the Emperor and the Scythe. That's really interesting. So I just wanted to give it a little flip, just a little play to see how they would pair together. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, I just thought of another deck. We're just gonna keep rolling for a few. Just bear with me for a few because I thought of like another deck or two that I want to try. All right, I've refreshed our piles and now I have the Tarot of the Abyss because like as I was flipping through the Mystic palette, this deck actually kept popping into mind. Like it's really tall. I'm gonna split it. Because I feel like these are just gonna go amazing together. And now I'm kind of gonna focus in on the Tarot of the Abyss as the tarot and then look to Nellie's for Oracle. And I kind of love that I can do that with this deck, that it like is so multifaceted that I can use it either way. So we have the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, and the Hermit. So I'm gonna work with that Hermit energy, not so much as in the Hermit in the tarot, but the Hermit as a symbol, so as an oracle. And interesting because like technically we have all majors here, but we have the High Priestess looking the Hanged as like kind of going in your own direction, and the Hermit is sort of following your inner light. I love that. I feel like these decks are going to go really well together. Just the illustration styles are similar. Three of Pentacles with the ring and the coffin. I kind of love that. I feel like the illustrations are going to go really well together, but I also feel like the messages are going to be really cohesive because there's a lot that comes through the Tarot of the Abyss. It's a fairly new deck in my collection. I'm still getting to know my way with it. Like I get a lot out of actually working with it, and I love adding the addition of Nellie's to it. So we have the Eight of Swords with the Compass and the Teacher. I think that's kind of perfect. Perfect messages coming through. The Six of Wands with the World in the Mirror. I do love the line work on these decks. Like I feel like that just, they really support each other beautifully. Two of Wands with the Key in the Storm. I think that's just amazing. The Ace of Wands, Lily and Strength. I love that Strength card. It's brilliant. I mean, I knew Kelly's deck was going to be brilliant. It's no surprise. Eight of Cups with the Child in North. Interesting. Maybe going on that inner child journey, that true north inner child journey. Nine of Swords with the Tower and Judgment. I mean, that's kind of perfect. I really like these. I feel like this could be a really powerhouse of a pairing, whereas the other I was kind of just playing, but I feel like this could give me some really deep messages with these two decks because there's just so much intention in them. There's so many layers that I just feel like together, like there could be some really deep, profound interpersonal work that could come through working with these two decks together. I feel like anything I pair with this afterwards is going to pale in comparison. So maybe we'll just stop with the Tarot of the Abyss because I feel like if I was going to pair it with the Tarot, it would probably be this one. And if I was going to pair it with an Oracle, it would probably be the Southern Gothic. So I feel like I kind of have my pairings for it. Although I really just will probably play with Nellie's deck on its own for a while and get to know it. Oh, the Queen of Pentacles with the Moon in West. Beautiful. Let's end on that one. So Nellie's deck, I mean, I knew that I was going to be like impressed, I guess. I knew that I was going to be, like I knew this was going to be a really, really smart deck. Because I've watched Kelly for so many years now, I think she was the very first tarot channel I ever found. And I've watched, you know, pretty much I think every video she's made over the years, because I know that her reading style is really similar to how I was taught to read tarot. I had a really good, you know, inclination that this deck was going to align for me in my own personal readings, which is not usually the case because I read more numerological, more elemental, and most decks fall into that Rider-Waite-Smith category. This deck, however, feels like it sits so firmly in alignment with how I read that I feel like it could definitely work for me in that way too. But I love that she's incorporated so many different layers into it, that we have the Lenormand, we have the playing cards, which I cannot wait to dive deeper into. We have the oracle symbols, and then of course, you know, the tarot on top of it. And it's an amazing little deck. I'm really impressed. I guess that's not like, maybe that's terrible to say. Like, I mean that in the best possible way. Like, I'm really impressed at how well Kelly was able to pull all of this together and to make a deck that includes so many different systems inherently, and to make them blend together so beautifully like this. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of these decks on her Instagram and her channel and things like that, but to see them all together, to have them in my hand, to be able to play with them and work with them is going to be really, really exciting, because I am looking forward to getting to know the deeper layers of all of these different systems and how they relate to the artwork that Kelly has chosen. And of course, getting into the guidebook, because this guidebook, y'all, is like kind of amazing, and it's like super intimidating as I'm like just trying to struggle through writing my own guidebook. I'm like looking at this going, oh my goodness, I'm intimidated, but it's beautiful and I cannot wait to sit and read it. I cannot wait to sit and read all of these letters. This is like one of those guidebooks that I would probably just like sit and read through. I don't say that very often about a guidebook, but there are a handful of them that I've sat and read cover to cover, and then continue to reference and use. This would definitely be one of them that I intend to sit and read. So yeah, a completely gushy video. I knew it was gonna be, but like this is one of those decks that I really wanted to take the time to share a little bit about, to talk about, and to just really express my gratitude to Kelly through this fangirl video that I've got going on here, about how much I appreciate, you know, the work that she's put into this. And not just for Kelly, for like any deck creator, right? Particularly indie deck creators, because like there's so much more work that goes into that. You're wearing all the hats when you're an indie deck creator. So you're kind of like a one-stop shop. And I just want to take a moment to like publicly thank all of our indie creators for all the hard work that they put into. I know there's a lot of complaint about the price of indie decks, but y'all, the amount of work that goes into these decks, they're not being compensated monetarily, regardless of what they charge for the deck. There's no way. There's no way. So anyway, that's my little tangent aside about indie creators. A special thank you to Kelly at The Truth and Story for bringing us this beautiful deck. I cannot wait to dive into it. As always, you'll find links for everything I've shown here in the description box of this video. Thank you so much for joining me for this total fangirl deck walkthrough pairing video thing that I'm doing here. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.